Since you have left religion, since you have disassociated from the church, you are still looking for your magic in all the wrong places, and you don't even know it. And we're going to address it here in today's video. All right, let's just hop right in. So, first thing I want to say is this: the education system told you if you do more, if you stay busy, if you look busy, the more you will be acknowledged and appreciated. The education system also told you that the more degrees that you get, the more that you'll be respected. Okay, let's keep going. Then the workforce told you the more you do, the more you'll be recognized. The more you work, the more money that you will make, and the more that you will be respected. Society as a whole continues to tell you the more you do, the more you'll be recognized as this productive member of society. The more you do, the more you'll fit in to societal circles. Family then tells you and told you the more you do, the more you'll be recognized. The more you do, the more you'll be praised. And the more you do, the more you will make everyone in your family proud of you. Last, but definitely not the least, religion. Religion then also says first, I probably should have said religion first, because we know religion influences all systems, okay? Religion told you that the more you do, the more you'll be recognized. See, in religion, all of that doing stuff, it was also called being in service or being of service, right? So religion said, the more you serve, the more you'll be recognized. The more you serve, the more you prove yourself worthy. And the more you serve, the more you'll be blessed by this God up in the sky. Do you see the theme here? Okay. In all manners of programming, specifically religion, because that is what this platform is about, you have been taught that your constant doing, that your constant busyness is connected to your validation, external validation at that. And your doing is connected to your worth. So you have been programmed to believe that your validation and your self-worth begins in the external. Not only is that false, but that has played out and manifested as limitations in your life. When you operate from that programming, believing that your self-worth and your validation is tied into how much you do, what happens? And it's tied into your service. That is an external focus. And what happens? So this external focus, it clouds your internal knowing. It covers up your sovereignty. It clouds your magic. It also clouds your ability to see through the lens of your soul, because you're viewing yourself and your life through the lens of someone who is programmed to believe that their worth and what they deserve and the validation comes from how much they do. External focus also clouds your inherent ability to hear with the ears of your soul, to hear from your own spirit, to hear, this is going to sound odd, but to hear the mysteries your magic that's already encoded in your DNA, to hear the guidance from your ancestral squad, your spirit squad, whatever you want to call it. You have that connection. And when you are focused on the external, when your validation and when your self-worth is tied into how much you do, that clouds all of that. All right. So now we come to this programmed busyness. What you do, the actions you take become tied to your validation expectation. So let me tell you what this means. What does this look like? You do things for attention. You do things for attention. You do things to get people to congratulate you, to get approval from other people. The danger in that is when you don't get the response that you want from other people, then you become resentful. And then what happens to that resentment? You start to carry it in your body. So you see this domino effect, that the consciousness of being busy and the consciousness of having that busyness being tied to your validation and your self-worth. You see how it has a domino effect? So from programmed busyness, then you become a person who is in a constant state of doing. So what does a state of doing look like? Well, it strips you from the magic that is in stillness. So I know people to this day, currently, that cannot handle being still. And I mean stillness in all sense of the word. If the environment is silent, they don't know how to handle it. They can't handle it. It makes them uncomfortable. They always have to say something when the environment is quiet. They always have to do something, even if they're just sitting in a chair and there is nothing to do. They have to be doing something. They have to be fidgeting, looking through a magazine, or looking through their phone. They always have to be watching TV. This type of consciousness, of having to do something, it also leads to drama creation. And what do I mean by that? Even when there is nothing that needs to be done, the consciousness of doing and having to do something will cause you to find something to do. You'll create a problem. You'll complain or even worry about drama. You'll create scenarios that haven't even happened. You'll create scenarios in your mind of things that have not occurred, because it gives you something to try and fix. Therefore, it's giving you something to do. That story that you've created in your mind has given you something to do. So these are examples here. These are real life examples that I see. This is also called drama creation, is also tied into self-sabotage as well. So, how can you transcend that consciousness? How do you get the idea, the identity of having to be busy? How do you get the consciousness of having to do to show yourself worthy, or to show that you deserve what you want, or to get some type of validation from somewhere? How do you get that out of your nervous system? Well, the question really is, how do you access the magic in your stillness we're going to talk about that in part 2 of this. So listen to tomorrow's episode and we'll get into the second half of finding magic in stillness. In the meantime, I want you to know that you can work with me one-on-one. Go to unleashedalchemy.com. There are 2 ways to work with me. Also, check out the program that will be beginning August 31st. It's called Unleash Your Sovereignty. All right. And these are 8 live sessions where I'll be taking you through phases from programming, noticing the blind spots, to complete liberation, so that you can operate in your spirituality, so that you can operate in your life freely as a sovereign being. Unleash your sovereignty. I'll put the link for that program on how you can sign up. There's more information on what we go over in each of those 8 sessions. Again, these are live sessions, all right? And so I am taking 15 people. So reserve your spot today, all right? If after you read through the information and you find that it is for you, secure your spot today, all right? And until tomorrow, be sovereign.